Teenagers and stress. Teenagers and stress are like this. They are one. Heavy. They are one. Stress is a normal part of growing up, but when it becomes overwhelming, it can wreak havoc on a teen's well-being and behavior. As a parent, it can be tricky to know when to step in, how to help, and perhaps, and most important, when to back off, because you don't want to be labeled as that parent who is nosy. And you know, teenagers are very good in this, in labeling you that she's too nosy or my dad is too nosy. You know, you don't want to become that kind of a parent. A little stress is good for all of us because it motivates us to study for that exam, to meet our deadlines, and to try and manage our time. For teenagers, stress is a part of learning how to navigate life. They've got schoolwork, social pressures, extracurriculars, and figuring out who they are because they're also going through adolescence. Stress becomes a problem when it is chronic, overwhelming, and impairs a teen's ability to function. This is the point where we need to act as parents. The common sources of stress for teenagers is one, academic pressure. The second one is social media and online presence. The third one is friendship and social pressures. We have family expectations. We have self-esteem and body image. And then there's romantic relationships, there's future uncertainty, there's extracurricular overload, and then there's peer pressure. All these are causes of stress. You see, academically, we are expecting them to perform good or excellently. And then on social media, social media is where everyone seems to be doing better than you. That's how it looks like. Or everyone seems to be figuring out their life except yourself. Social media, if used very well or used the best way, it's a very powerful tool to achieve so much. On the flip side, if we don't take care of what our teens are watching or are following on social media, it can be a cause of stress for them. Because it brings the aspect of comparison, the aspect of wanting to be better than the kid next door, who's getting more likes, who's getting more views on their posts, who has a huge following. So it puts unnecessary demands and pressure on teens. It's the number one cause of stress for teens in the modern world. Is peer pressure. This is where your daughter or your son wants to behave like somebody else who's their friend or their peers, and then there's future uncertainty. They don't know what they want to do in life. They don't know what they want to become in life. And there's also extracurricular overload. This is where they're expected to join maybe debate club, football, tennis, music, sports, all those things. So they're not able to figure out or to prioritize or to select what is best for them. And how do you know that your daughter or your son is going through stress or is stressed? Number one is they withdraw socially. That child of yours who's been very witty, very engaging, participating in activities, they are now withdrawn. The other thing is that they become irritable. The one time they're excellent, they are jovial. The other time they are so moody, they are so angry, you don't even understand what is their next emotion. Something else that happens is these physical complaints. Maybe they have a headache, they have a stomachache, they are feeling tired. Those are physical complaints. And then the other thing is avoidance. They are avoiding everyone. They are avoiding schoolwork. They are avoiding responsibilities. They are avoiding schoolwork. The other point that will help you know your child is stressed is changing sleep. Maybe they're oversleeping or they're not sleeping at all. And the other one is engaging in risk-taking behaviors. For example, they may join peers who are engaged maybe in drug abuse, maybe risky behavior like sex and premarital sex. Okay, so that those are some of the symptoms of a stressed or a child who's undergoing stress. How do you as a parent help your teens to overcome stress or to manage their stress? Number one is to listen, and really listen, not to jump in to fix the problem, but to listen empathetically and listen first, listen twice, and listen thrice. If your teen opens up and tells you they are stressed, pause before responding. Just let them talk, let them open up. A great response would be something like, "Oh, this sounds tough. Tell me more about it." A second way to help them manage their stress is to validate their feelings. Let's be honest, sometimes they'll be stressed by something very small. Don't underplay those emotions, because you also went through the same. Now it is their turn. Don't underplay their feelings, validate them, because eventually they'll figure out, and they grow out of that drama, out of those instances. The other thing is to encourage healthy coping strategies, and these include physical activity, these exercises, getting enough sleep, mindfulness and relaxation techniques. Then we have creative outlets. There are people who are normally not aligned to expressing themselves orally or verbally. So you can offer other creative methods of expressing yourself, for example, writing, singing, role play, acting, writing poets, engaging in poetry. Those are other ways that teens can express themselves. Then there's time management. Sometimes poor organization makes teens feel overwhelmed. They don't know where to start. They don't know how to prioritize their tasks. And then you got to also model healthy stress management styles. You as a parent, how do you manage your stress? Yeah, there's no one who has figured out everything 100%. So you also try to be a person who manages their stress in the best way possible. You also need to help them manage their social media usage, limit technology and social media, because social media is where most of the problems of the youth are arising, as we had mentioned before. Then you teach them problem solving skills, and also help them and be aware of overscheduling or overcrowding their life with extracurricular load. Then you need to keep an eye on their mental health, so that if it goes beyond what you can manage, then you need to involve a professional help. You need to get professional counselors and psychologists to help them manage their mental health. Thank you very much.